Hi friends. This week we have a new set of books that we're going to be reading together. Last week we read about Llama Llama, but this week we're going to read about a different character. You might already know him. It's Clifford, the big red dog. In this story though, Clifford's not big yet because the title of our story is Clifford, the small red puppy. So this is about before Clifford got really big, when he was just a small puppy. So there he is. Look how small he is. He's hardly able to get into his food dish. He's so tiny. So the author of this story is Norman Bridwell. And let's see what happened to Clifford, what his life was like before he got really big. Hi, I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford, my big red dog. Yesterday, my friend Martha said, I got my dog from a fancy pet store. Where did you get yours? So I told her how I got Clifford. When I was little, I lived in the city. I didn't have a dog. One day, a man down the hall called us. His dog had puppies. He wanted to give me one. One puppy was smaller than the rest. The man said, don't take him. He's the runt. He will always be small and sick. But I loved that little puppy. He needed me. I named my puppy Clifford. He was so tiny that I had to feed him with the doll's baby bottle. We got the smallest collar we could find for him. It was too big. When he began to eat dog food, we had to watch him all the time. Look at what happened, friend. He fell in the bowl. He was so little that he was always getting lost, even in our small apartment. Where is Clifford hiding, or where is he lost in this picture, friends? Yes, he's in the dad's shoe. Oh my goodness. Daddy said Clifford was just too small. He didn't think that he could live through the winter. I was very sad. That night I told Clifford I wished he would grow to be a big, healthy dog. I told him I loved him. So friends, if you look at the picture, you can see how sad Emily Elizabeth is. The next morning, he looked bigger to me. He seemed to have an easier time eating his dog food, and his collar wasn't so loose. In fact, by the time Daddy got home, the collar was too small. What's happening to Clifford? By bedtime, Clifford's tiny basket seemed a little too small for him. So I let him sleep on my pillow again. What's happening to Clifford, friends? He's getting bigger. He's growing, and he's growing really fast. That was a mistake. Oh my goodness, look where Emily Elizabeth ended up. She ended up on the floor. The next morning, Mommy thought Clifford looked different. Daddy said, I think he is growing. I decided to take Clifford for a walk. At the corner, I saw a big dog coming. I knew I should pick Clifford up so the big dog couldn't hurt him. I shouldn't have worried. Clifford really was growing. We ran home to show Mommy how big he was. So look, friends, in this picture, Clifford is now pretty much as tall as Emily Elizabeth. Had our apartment door grown smaller? Daddy couldn't believe it. We put Clifford in the garden to sleep that night. In the morning, the lady upstairs called us. It was about Clifford. How do you think this lady feels? She looks upset, maybe scared, because she lives on maybe the top floor of their apartment building, and Clifford's so big now he can look in her window. I'd be scared too. In fact, all the neighbors were starting to notice him. The landlord called the police. They came to see Clifford. They said Clifford would have to go. But how? He couldn't go through the door. There was just one way to get him out of our garden. We sent him to live with my uncle who lived in the country. Friends, look at that. They had to get a crane, one of those construction vehicles, to get him out of the garden. He's so big now. And then he went in a big moving truck, and he barely fits in that. Oh, I was sad. I missed my little puppy, and he missed me. One day we got a surprise. My uncle wanted Daddy to work with him in the country. We moved right away. Clifford was waiting for me. I said, Clifford, stop growing. You are just right. So, I said to Martha, that's how I got my dog. Tell me how you got your dog again. Martha said, oh, forget it. The end.